Ring the
Yeah.
bell, blah blah blah. Messed the episode up.
Again, right now, we ready?
Wait, thank you for that, bro, because you know why you just inspired me.
Yeah, put a shame.
Marvin is very inspirational. That's why I'm even growing my hair, guys. I want to also put that there in my hair. With that, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Everyday Gents. It's your boys. You got the business in the building, and your boy, everyone else in the building. And today we've got Blended Essay, hashtag again. Because if you don't know, the first time
If you don't know, you don't know. Let's leave it like
the
that.
first time we had him, guys, let's just recap. Number one, they said we were unprofessional, right?
Number two, they said
Number
we didn't
two.
ask personal enough questions.
We didn't ask personal enough questions, right? And number three, you couldn't see who was who in the zoo because these hoes came with the world's biggest hubbly bubbly and the smoke was everywhere, right? So based on that, we had to do it again. But
Yeah.
fortunately, we're just coming off the back of an amazing event that they had. I think the first one was off another amazing event that you had, right? The
So
one you had in,
what you're saying is they want to have
That's
amazing
before,
events.
Yeah. Remember we gave you tickets. And
Yes.
Still got tickets.
Or before that day,
Just-
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but you
anyway,
might not know about this last event because you might not have been invited for a few reasons. One, you're barred to send emails. You can't be sending emails, you can't come. We're living in 2024 now. Two, that was just in one show day. There's no other way to say it. I'm sorry.
It's most likely that.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? If they ever invite you, it's like, remember when we used to have birthday parties and you tell your mother, no, I don't want that person there. We're fighting. Same story. If you never come, you never got told, unlucky.
three, your other one answer was pretty enough because there's only bombs at that event. These don't know how to pick them, bro.
So basically, there was no ugly people allowed. So if you're watching this and you didn't know about it, there's a good chance.
The views of the Everyday Gents does not represent cleanliness.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're back here. It's your boys, Tegs, Captain in the mix today. We have got the host with the most. We've got Blended SA here. Guys, what do you think about this event today? The turnout, how you're feeling about it? You're looking smashing at the same time. What's your thoughts?
Amazing. To put it in one word, it's amazing. We didn't expect to be here and to this type of turnout, but to be here and to see people supporting us in this way is very nice. We appreciate everybody for coming through, and yeah, thank you for the love.
It's always nice to see people out here doing different things. You know, as much as we're putting on the kitchen experience, it shows that there's a lot of people who want a different experience, and that's what we're all about. We are to see the people having a good time.
What made you choose this lovely event location here, and what made you decide that you need to keep it a secret, that people need to be able to come with a shuttle service to get in over here?
Why we chose this location, there's no specific reason. It just so happened that we've been wanting to throw our house party or revive the house party concept, and this lady just so happens to have posted a post on Facebook Marketplace and we saw it. And then why we included shuttle service and stuff like that, we just feel like events should be on that level where people don't need to drive their cars. Also, we're asking people to come out here and support us and consume alcohol. So why would we want them to drive all the way from Wentworth or wherever they're coming from and then drive back? So we try not to influence people to drink and drive. That's part of our thinking with that.
But it's Owen short for having us. We know it took long to set up. It's because we're unprofessional. But aside from that, there's a few questions we are now asking. Number one, I wanted to ask. Blended SA wasn't always 3 members. No, we must go straight. But no, what I want to ask is, you guys started with I think around 6 members in the group. Now, what was the thinking having such a big group? And more so, what is the difficulties? Because you're trying to reach a collective goal of one mind. But now there's 6 minds in this one mind, and 6 minds think 6 different ways. So what are the difficulties reaching these goals you're trying to achieve with so many different minds in the group?
Splitting the pay became
I
difficult.
guess I'll take it. So initially we started off, there were 6 of us. I think the reason there were 6 of us is we look at it like our main motto is uniting people through music, right? And what we want to do is that we want to change the way the entertainment scene is done, like the entertainment game in terms of music. So us having 6 people, we kind of looked at a way to, I don't know if the word monopolize is the right word, but we got a greater reach with there being 6 of us. We could take on more gigs, spread our music through at bigger places. We could reach a wider audience with there being 6 of us. It also allows a wider variety of both music as well as thinking, because I think none of us know everything. And having outside opinions, as much as it's challenging, it also helps you grow and you learn a different perspective. We have markets like the corporate markets, we have the event market, which is what we're doing now. We have the wedding markets, there's the private function market. So having 6 of us means we are able to spread ourselves far and wide, which creates a bigger benefits on a financial scale as well as on an impact scale. So I think that's what the thinking was behind having 6 people. That's to answer the first question. Yeah.
So why there's no more 6 people?
I think I'll take this one again. I think it's just different visions. It wasn't necessarily any issues in terms of anyone being angry with anyone, but people saw themselves wanting to do something different. Like maybe I feel like, okay, the way this is going, maybe not what I agree with right now. And it wasn't done in like a malicious way, because everyone that was a part of the group, we still maintained a good relationship with. So I think that's just what it was. It was different visions and people wanting something different for themselves.
If people want to come back, is it now 3 blended, because you got so far ahead now, everybody knows the brand to be the 3 of you. But if those who were originally there say, all right, guys, you know, we're in a position now to want to come back.
Yeah, we got the vision back.
Yeah.
Eyes is clear.
I don't think you can get the vision back. You've left to start building your own. So I think everybody who chose their own path has now become their own person. So they actually won't fit in right now. So that's my answer, yeah.
And the 3 of you all that's sitting here now, obviously we know you all, 3 different personalities. You all chose a perfect name, Blended. I know that you all meant Blended to be, in terms of the music side, just from looking at your logo, you've got different, you know, musical aspects in there. But the 2 of you all, for example, are blues, but you'll have such completely different styles, you know, not just the way you're dressed, the way you carry yourself, the way you, I don't know about the way you think so much, but how does that incorporate into Blended? They say, even with Mons as well, he has a completely different style. How does that incorporate into Blended? How do you think that complements what you're trying to do?
I'll take that one. I think to explain what Blended means for us and to explain us as people, like you said, with him and I, we're brothers, but we might not be the same. But I think maybe it might look that way, but there's a lot in common that we have. So it just turns, I think just our execution is different, but we both have crazy confidence, we both like similar things make us click. It's just that maybe the way we put it on ourselves or the way we react or do it turns out differently. And then it's the same with Mundi. The 3 of us, what we do have common is a mindset that wants to achieve. And I think without even us checking with each other, we most likely find ourselves thinking of the same thing. And then how that ties into Blended is, I think what a lot of people won't know is that Mundi is not even from Durban. He's originally from Eastern Cape. So already with that, it's adding unity. It's another province already. So the way he grew up and the way we grew up was totally different. But he's been here so long that when we found each other, it's like, hey, even though this person's not from here, we still have the same intentions, we have the same goals, we have the same or similar personality traits, and that's how I think Blended, it all ties into Blended. And then musically, we all wanted similar things, we like the same kind of music. We might not favor that sort of music, like maybe R&B is not my favorite, but I can also I've also learned to like it because we've taught each other how to like each other's genres as well. So
when did you meet the Bruise?
Bro, why are you talking so soft? Before that's all even answer. You were talking to the old, yeah. Say there's a whole audience out there, there's subscribers.
Okay. When did you meet the Bruise?
It was literally my first day I came to Durban. Yeah. So when we bought our house this side, I literally heard them. We heard them playing soccer, so we stayed across the road from each other. So I had him playing soccer, and we were young that time, so you just want to play ball. So went across the road, we played ball. Next day, I saw them in school. I'm like, oh. And then from there, it was literally, we never...
Maybe it's around 2003.
Yeah. That leads me to my next question, right? Because somebody said this to us at your guys' event that we had last time. What's that guy's name? That same guy I always keep praising, Spencer. The guy that was there with his cherry that we're supposed to interview, but we didn't.
There was no Spencer at the event, bro. It's
Ninja. Sorry, man.
Ooh, Spencer.
Ninja. Sorry, bro.
You know, I knew who was talking about immediately, but I let him carry on.
Lead me to my next question, right? Because he said to me there at yours events, he said, hey, bro, you can just see that you and Bezo being brads for a long time because it was chemistry and all that, right? How important is that? Or do you, like, because I know you said you had 6, I don't know if the 6 of you in first were always together from long, or if there are people that just came in because they suited the vision at the time. But how important is it to have build something with somebody who you've got a long history with from outside of what you started?
I think I'll take that. So just to start off with the 6, when it was 6, we have previous relationships and ongoing relationships with everyone. All of us were friends, still remain friends to this day. I think the chemistry is important. It's very important because obviously we have to do a lot of work with each other. But besides long-standing, I think vision is more important than having a long-standing relationship. Just to go back to your previous question, you spoke about blended, as you said, with different personalities, and you asked whether it will be 3 of us forever. Blended, we don't know. Like at the moment, it's 3 of us. We can't guarantee it'll always be 3 of us because someone could come in who we meet tomorrow and maybe they'll have the vision exactly the same as ours. So I think that's what it is. It's not necessarily about long standing because there's people who we've been friends with for long, extremely long. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they got the same vision as us in terms of what we're trying to do with Blended specifically.
The Blended Everyday Gents, hints.
Hey! And on the topic of vision, you'll obviously, when you all got divided by 2, you all got cutting off. So when you all approach the scene after that, because in my opinion, from watching from the outside, not that you weren't successful before, but that was still the infant stages, and then everything got refined and maybe more. Let me say, you use the term more focused, when it was more so the 3 of you all. The trajectory was more refined and the sport was more constant. How difficult is it, one, putting yourselves out there with what you're trying to do? Because from what I know, you'll all play at a gig together. You can't just book 1 from Blended. If you book in Blended, so it's always 3, no matter what. And obviously with 3 people, there's 3 mouths to feed. So you have to factor in your cost with that. But this is also Durban you're trying to do this in. And for those who don't know or not in the entertainment industry, Durban and paying, yeah. it's like there were 6 and now there's 3. Something left. But yeah, Durban and paying. It's not everybody, but it's a lot of people. So now, with all these things against you, how difficult is it to maintain the vision? Or let me ask, what steps did you take to maintain the vision and keep pushing through all things like, because there's more than that. We know there's more, but those are like some of the main ones that can deter people.
How do we stay pushing the vision even though we have those challenges? Is we just always keep in the back of our mind that the music is first. So whether there's money or there's no money, which is a major challenge because like money helps you in many ways, even just to get to a gig to play your music.
Yeah.
But we make sure that we just keep pushing that music, which is why we have become so popular in our own space here in Durban, as we call it, because we've been pushing music even when there was no money, which was COVID time, online, because that was what was accessible to us. I didn't need money in my hand to go on my phone and show people what we can do. So that's how we overcame that financial factor in Durban, with the fact that there's mouths to feed, but COVID showed us that sometimes there's going to be no money. You still need to be able to do what you're passionate about, and we were passionate and always are passionate about pushing the music, so that's how we overcome that challenge. And then other challenges, like you're saying, there's 3 of us, how do we sell 3 of us? we just make sure that we don't allow separation. We've had people try to separate us, be like, hey, I just want that, I'm a piano, oh, how much can I pay for one DJ? I'm like, no, his name's not Mundi, he's Blended SA. He's Mundi on his own when he's not DJing, but you can't book him like that. So we had to make sure that if somebody comes to us, they can't pick us apart. We have to keep it tight like this. So even if you only want a piano set, we're gonna come with him. So you're paying all of us to come because we are brand. I'm gonna promote the event with him as Blended. There's no he's gonna promote, he's gonna get paid, etc. You know, and like that's how we managed to keep it solid amongst us and overcome a lot of the challenges. I don't know if I answered.
Yeah, I think it's just about speaking the same language. Like whoever comes to you, you make sure that as a united front, this is what you say. This is how much. Like if this is how much we charge, this is how much we charge. We don't budge on that, depending on the circumstances. Now situations are different. If someone's asking me to do something for charity, it's a different ballgame. But even in that event, we need to make sure we're singing the same song. Yeah. So whether you come to him for a price or him for a price or me for a price, you're gonna hear the same thing. Yeah. And I think that's what helps keep your brand together as well as keep the models and allows people to respect you a bit more because they realize, even though I tried to pull one out and separate them, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Like that. So with that also, because I'm also in the same industry as you all, we privy to a lot of the same knowledge that a lot of people might not know. So before I ask that, it's still recording it.
Yeah.
All right.
19 minutes.
All right. What I want to ask is, the last question I was speaking about, the difficulties you face in the industry. A lot of those difficulties come by way of people. Now, Durban is a very small place. Even smaller is the communities and the industry that we work in. Everybody knows everybody. Or you find maybe that one person is promoting at multiple venues or one person is owning multiple venues. How do you deal with someone who's trying to block you? Because it's already small and you need as much exposure. It's an ugly word, but you do need exposure that comes with when you get paid gigs. You're exposing yourself to the people. Pause. But yeah. So my question is almost forgot what I was gonna ask.
How do you expose yourself?
On radio the other day, we paused our stuff. We won't be able to explain.
Yeah. How do you deal with someone who is cutting your opportunities? Or let me not say someone, let me say people, because it can be different people. How do you navigate the success of your brand around people, making a small pool even smaller for you? Maybe because they don't like you, maybe they're being childish, maybe I don't know.
So I think the advantage we've had coming from, like, we entered the DJ scene very late in comparison to a lot of people, so it's something that we always watch from the outside. But I think the advantage that we have is that we believe in creating our own before jumping on someone else's.
I was gonna say that.
So what that does is that there's a funny thing that we've picked up, and it happens all over, even after the kitchen experience as an example, and all other events that we do. People have, like, some of us, we raise different. Like, if I meet you today and I know you're a DJ, I'm going to give you a chance, I'm going to listen, I'm going to hear you out, I'm going to give you that respect from the get-go. But we've found that there's a lot of people who give you respect after finding a reason to give you respect. Like, we've walked in venues as an example, and the staff won't even greet you, the waitresses won't even see to you, and you go play your set, and then all of a sudden, immediately after your set, everyone wants to come and shake your hand. Now the respect comes afterwards. And I think, to answer your question broadly, is that you get these people or these people trying to block you, limit opportunities in all spaces. There's no one specifically referring to here, but when you create and you show people what you can do without them, those people double back and they come looking for you thereafter. And you find that when we could have built a relationship where I could have charged you half of the price or a quarter of the price because we believe in building relationships, now I'm going to charge you double what I charge everyone else because the way you decided to treat me in the beginning wasn't the way that you should treat humans on the whole, DJs on the whole. So we find that, and it's something we'd encourage everyone else to do, is that create. And there's so many people who are willing to work with other people who are creative. Tonight we got an event that we are doing, and this guy is doing his first event, and we said to him, we're willing to work with you in terms of whatever budget you have, because when we were creating, he assisted us. So it doubles back, and you find that when you're nice to people, people will be nice to you. So whoever blocks you, keep creating your own thing, and they'll see that value later on.
I think what's important is what Marlon is saying is that when you in the music industry, in the entertainment industry, in the industry itself, is that you get people who will, like you said, respect you once you already made it. Now, when we started off music in Fluid Society days, myself, Kyle, Eric, and all those there, we had one song. Now we had this old Zion Marcus that was managing us, so we wanted to do our own event, like you said, create, right? Flop was, we didn't have like the experience and the following at the time. We just had the song was buzzing in the gully and all that. So we decided, okay, we're gonna do this event. We went to, it was called Boulevard at the time. I don't know what it's called now. They're in Florida, right? We said, okay, we wanna.
It's a strip club now.
It's
a closed, it's a fancy strip club.
We wanna do this event, so yeah. They tuned us, alright, this is your price. I don't know what the price was. So in order to hire this thing, we're like, yo, bro. No, we're gonna bring this many people or whatever. We tried to negotiate, okay, you all take from the bar, we take from the door, whatever. They said, no, this is the price. Why? Because we want anyone to them. But when we came back, we said, okay, you know what? We bring in AKA, they said you can have it for free. You know what I mean? Because now they knew that AKA is gonna bring people there.
Yeah.
People are gonna come there. Then they said, you know what? We'll take from the bar, you'll take from the door.
Yeah.
The negotiation changed now because we brought something that
They
is gonna
value.
yeah. So I think in the industry people care about that. Like if you're doing your own events like these kitchen experiences and the other one that you did, and they're following you, they're seeing how it's popping. Next time they probably come knocking by you all and say, because they know that you're gonna bring people. They know that your events are successful. That's just how the industry.
And it shouldn't
is.
be like that.
It shouldn't.
Yeah. that's the
because
thing.
who's developing talents? Who's gonna become the next DJs? That's why you find the DJs that have started DJing, they're still DJing because they become irreplaceable in the industry because nobody groomed youngsters and showed youngsters that DJing is not just a fun thing, it's actually a career. People made a livelihood and fed their families off of that because God gave you that gift to become a DJ. You never create DJing for yourself. It's a God-given talent which nobody wants to take time to reinvest that talent into other people or to show youngsters that it's actually something you can be passionate about and it's not just a lifestyle. So that's
it's
why
another problem also, except if you look at it like this, right? I'm gonna use it in two aspects, but from the DJ aspect, right? You are a talented DJ, but they say Kabza the Small is booked to play at this event. So when they're gonna book Kabza the Small to play prime time, they're gonna book you to play when pretty much everything is still young, starting up. Nobody's really there to see this talent.
Kenny G
because-
music slot.
And Kabza the Small, for example, I'm not saying him in particular, he can come there and do whatever he's doing. He can come there strong.
Build a reputation.
He can come
up,
there,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Unprofessional, but people are like, hey, Kabza the Small. Because you know why? They also pissed drunk at that time to even appreciate what's really going on. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the unfair thing. What happened to us, except after the whole AKA event that we booked him and all that day, right? We booked him, we paid for him, but it was like, he made us. That was the first weird thing. Second thing is we started keeping up with that thing now, right? We went to the radio stations with our demos because now we did more. Bro, we're sitting at the radio station. I won't mention the radio station because I don't want to ruin the reputation with all that. But this is how it actually vibes, bro. We at the radio station, we're dropping off our event, and we're speaking to the brand manager or whatever they, right? He's showing us around. Another artist, famous artist from here, Durban, comes in, drops his CD off, but bro, we still had we went and got somebody to do the CD case lacquer and all that. He just comes up the CD with the name of the song there, drops a duffel bag on the table, vibes, 20 bands. I was counting 20 bands there, bro, in front of us. That song vibes on rotation. Now, obviously, on the radio station, you can only put certain amounts of plays for that period of time. So that all day now, whatever slot that we might have had with our amazing demo, also dropped 20 bands. Everything was buying in the bank.
So you all should have asked them for a little bit of those 20.
You know what I mean?
That's the reality
That's
of
the reality of the
Yeah.
industry. It's just the reality of the industry. You'll get looked down upon firstly when you're unknown, even if you're unknown in that market. There's like people look at it from the outside and they see that we're throwing events. They don't know how many failed events we've thrown. Firstly, they don't know how many times we've been told no, like you can't come here. We've been told like, hey, I see what you're doing, but hey, you're colored and the colored markets is a lot of people come here and they fight and venue. I'm talking, this is 2023. I'm not even telling you about 2020. I'm talking about places that we're going to play at tomorrow. Said no to us.
Tomorrow, we actually a headliner, but 9 or 10 months ago, the same people told us that they don't know us and they don't think they're gonna trust us with one of their projects. Tomorrow we're headlining. They have venue.
So that's the type of thing that you deal with, and I think where your reputation is best made is when you realize, okay, I'm gonna take my nose and I'm gonna keep being consistent in what I'm doing, and that will all come around. And you're gonna get a lot of no's. Next year we're gonna get more no's again. Like as time goes on, we're gonna continuously get our no's. But we have to keep going and saying, hey, we're gonna keep going. Next venue we'll try there. They said no, okay, we'll try there.
Takes the right jest to make all the no's not matter.
But
now, I had to put one in for your role, so you're talking about rapping too much, I have to flex. But now, my question is this, Gents, there's all of us here are musically inclined in some way, and 4 of us are in the same industry where we see the same stuff. One, what do you think some of the biggest misconceptions are about being a DJ? From the outside, people who don't know, people who just see us, people say, hey, that's my favorite DJ, or those guys, they do the best, they're the best at whatever they do, they live in their life. What do you think the biggest misconceptions are from people who don't understand what it's like to actually work in this industry? I want to say to slave in this industry, bro, because sometimes it feels like slavery.
Can I double up on that question also? Because this is a thing that we spoke about before. Is it at some points ever boring?
A lot of the time.
Hey,
I feel like the biggest misconception is that you're just there to have fun and drink and have a good time and go home and party. Like basically your job is just to party. Like the prep work that goes behind it, they don't understand the late hours, the downloading of music, the money you spend to buy the music.
The early hours.
The early hours. It's a lot, bro. It really is a lot. It's mentally also you have to be focused, bro. You can't just go there and not know what you're doing. Especially like if you're dealing with like corporate stuff. You know, you can't just go there and think that you're gonna play your music just for you. They'll show you another flame.
Well played, Captain. Well played, Captain.
Hey. People don't also realize we drink to cope sometimes. No, it sounds like we're alcoholics, but it's not that. Sometimes that drink is saving you from standing still and just doing this here and then doing this here in a song. The drink is helping you relax a little bit because maybe the promoter pissed you off, maybe you rocked up and people are doing their own thing, or there's various things that can go wrong. I think so, that people don't realize. People just think DJs are out there to like Mon said, to party, to get more Instagram followers, and
girls.
I'm glad you brought up that gender. There's another question I got, Owens. We all know what it is to be a great DJ. Some of us are great without being recognized, not because of the music we play, but because of the way we dress, our gender, and the body type we have. My question is this: how do you think it impacts future generations, where you see some artists, not all, because some are very good, but there's some artists who are claimed to be DJs. Their title starts with the word DJ and then their name. But when they're DJing, they press play and then their breath is out and the ass is shaking.
So about DJ Khaled?
I'm not talking about anyone in particular. How's it growing there?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just pause this part.
What's next for Blended SA from here? Because this looks like it's going to be pretty much more expected of you from here. What's next after the session?
I think the question what's next is a very broad concept. For us, we're all about uniting through music, uniting people through music, and providing experiences that are different. So it might be the kitchen today, we might be partying on the beach tomorrow, we might go wherever there's Hailstones the next and have a Hailstone party, who knows. So that's what it is for us. It's always trying to find something fresh, something new, something that Durban don't have, which is a lot that we don't have, and that's always so what next I can't tell you, but whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be nice.
I can tell you what's next. Blended SA on Tigs for the second time. The first time they came on there, they smoked out the whole show. We couldn't even see who was who in the zoo. So you need to come back on there and do it proper. What you say?
Yeah, no, for sure. Been waiting.
Yeah, we don't even know where we finished.
Now we're thinking about the palms question.
Hey, move on. Never forget the
I
palms.
remember, bro.
Oh yeah, except that all spoke about that question.
Did I even ask the question, or did we?
We asked it and we
You
didn't
did
get to
ask
answer.
Rephrase the question. I need to refresh what you
Yeah,
were
we're talking about something else in the downtime.
Even remember
Very
the
interesting.
question.
Yeah.
The question is, what impression do you think it leaves on up and coming DJs, more so the female DJs, where they see these big headliners, booked as DJs, but they come dressed very revealing. There's very little left to the imagination, and they're not even really DJing skillfully. They're pressing play and then they're shaking their bodies and the people are screaming. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not knocking the hustle. They're making
Sex sales, bro.
They're making big money, but I'm saying, what impression does it leave on let's just say a young girl is saying, I want to be a DJ. Then she sees that's in her gender, in her genre, that's what's successful. Do you think it leaves a negative misconception about what DJing is and the part you should take to become a successful one?
Okay. do you
Anyone
wanna
can
take it?
answer. We've all seen the video.
Okay, so I think the problem becomes that a lot of people want to be successful, right? And I feel like a lot of people will take any measures that they can to be successful. So I feel like for, like you're saying, the young up and coming, especially young up and coming females, if you look at the females who are some of the most successful, I'm not saying they are, but some of the females who started the trend have made it very far. So when you look at it from the outside as I want to be a DJ and I want to be successful and I get there as quick as possible, some people look at that as like, okay, that is the standard. If I want to be in there and be there, this is what I must do. Now, my problem and what I feel makes a negative is that I feel like everything has a phase. Like, as much as that phase is what we're in right now, I feel like people are slowly getting sick and tired of that phase, and people are getting irritated with DJs who can't actually DJ and are more worried about the aesthetic. And I feel like in maybe 6 months' time, people are going to be done with that and going to be going back to where DJs are actually playing good music. Because there are very successful DJs who are known for playing good music. So I feel like what people need is to, especially up and coming, is to firstly figure out if you want to DJ and why you want to DJ. Like, what's your reason behind wanting to DJ? Do you want to DJ because it looks cool, or do I have a passion for sharing music with others? So I think that's the important one.
Can I disagree with you there? Because I don't think it's a phase, bro. You know, when we were doing music, for example, we were doing real rap. We had to write your stuff. Then you find out now there's ghostwriters now, right? Then you find out people are using auto-tune now, you know what I mean? So the singers who are originally singing the Mariah Careys and whoever was singing with their natural voices started having an issue with that. Then you found out that in record labels who are actually pushing hard copy CDs now, this old Napster came and just put it online for free. All those things we thought were phases are now become the standard, you check? And that became a problem, and again, like we thought it's going to be, you know, now what's happening in the because I saw another video, as per said, we all seen the videos, right? There was a cherry that was DJing, and we spoke to another cherry as well, who is also like a little bit of a DJ, and she spoke about why she left because she was uncomfortable having to dress in that certain way just to be able to, because it's not about the talent now, unfortunately, it's about the
aesthetic, yeah.
So what I have a fear of in terms, I agree with what you're saying, but I have a fear that I don't think it's going to be a phase, because it's going to become the standard, because sex sales, bro. Pornography wasn't a phase. It's still even today.
Yeah,
you see.
I get what you're saying, and I agree, but also still disagree in a way.
Debate,
and the reason why is that if we look at the DJs who started this wearing smaller clothes and performing, right? There's certain DJs who we won't name. They hit high heights, right? Recently, we haven't had anyone hit those heights. Like those DJs who have hit those heights, still nobody has reached those heights that they've hit. And what I'm saying is people don't like a copy. Yeah. And what happens is there's about 2 or 3 DJs who started this trend, female DJs who started this trend, and everyone else is doing it thereafter. And they're getting some popularity, yes, but I don't feel like they're getting as high. And what happens is the next one who comes goes slightly lower than that one. The next one goes slightly lower to the point where no one wants a copy. When we see, like as an example, if we see two DJs, female DJs DJing back to back, there's a name that we already associate them with. There's people we associate them with, and no one takes them seriously. It's like they're just another, and people throw that name. You understand? And those people, even if they are good, they don't hit the heights because you're just another this person or these people. And I feel like why I'm saying it's a phase that eventually it keeps getting copied and copied, because you can see when it's natural and when it's copied, and eventually people are like, we've seen that before, and that's where I think it's going to phase out.
Yo,
smooth. Let that marinate for the people.
Now, new question. DJs blocking DJs. I'm gonna just give it a quick pause. I'm gonna say it again. DJs blocking DJs. Whether it be from venues, whether it be from lineups, opportunities on the whole. Why is this disease a thing here? Why do you all think? Is it because also insecure? People feel underconfident in their own ability. They're like, if this person comes here now, I'm going to be exposed. Or is it just a thing of, I don't like these people, I rather have this thing to myself? What is it? What do you all feel it is? Because I know for a fact, you all are not scared to share bread with anybody that you believe in. So I want to ask you all as people who are open to say anyone must come. If you're good enough, there's a slot here for you, we can work. Why do you feel other people don't think like that?
I think the Bible teaches us about greed, and that's what it is. People are greedy.
But open on the question, I want to just open on the question. I was referring to that video. I saw a video, right, where there was a Cherry that was DJing.
Watch a lot of videos of Cherry's DJing. Yeah?
But I'm trying to be a DJ, bro. You saw that.
I can see the hustle, yeah.
Yeah. There was a video that I saw there, right? The Cherry was DJing, but there was this other short they was standing there, and then maybe from there people started
I know what you're talking about.
No, that I looked at that, but that was adjusting sound levels.
Yeah.
That was adjusting sound levels.
But I got misconstrued that he was DJing.
And that he was DJing. But let's say,
you're talking about.
yeah, but let's say those type of things happen whereby, I mean, if you're a DJ, you're supposed to know what.
No, it happens. Not. Let's say it happens. It happens.
Not all DJs know about sound.
Yeah, no, it happens with us, bro. In the kitchen sometimes, some DJs don't want to touch because they don't know how it's gonna affect the sound level. So sometimes the sound guy, it's his job to only make sure we're going up or down, and it could happen while you're DJing. So it could that the moment was just wrong for that person.
Yeah.
In fact, more often than not, it'll be the resident DJ that's coming to fiddle with your sound while you playing. You the headliner, you got booked. Yeah. He works there, but you played after him. You playing last number, the crowd's going crazy. He's checking on it to put a little bit softer. Maybe he's scared for the sound.
Yeah, a lot of the time, I must remember, like I speak on behalf of like ourselves, who we handle a lot of stuff at Malibu, is that you may come in and play for the first time, you're new, and maybe you used the volumes at a certain level and extremely high. That's what you need to enjoy your set. But maybe our sound that we have there is not to that level that you used to. So you may take the mixer very high in order to give yourself that excited feeling. However, it's not safe for the speakers. Speakers will start distorting, and maybe you can't hear that in the rest of the room. So you'll go and turn it down, not because you're trying to be funny, but because long term you need that sound to last. Because if something happens, there's no backup.
I remember you said, I don't know if you were talking about it at Joe's events, where you said when you went to Joe's, you were playing, but then something, I don't know if you weren't familiar with that equipment there, and that other person, what was happening? You played and it wasn't recording.
So on our first mix, we actually, because we so unfamiliar with the new high-tech equipment, we were playing with the filter on. And that was coming out to everyone on radio. We couldn't hear it because on the studio side, it just sounded okay. Until he came to us, he walked up to us. So maybe if we were recording, I think we could have even been recording, or maybe we didn't start yet. I think we just didn't start yet.
No, we just started.
He came and he put the filter off, and he said to us, hey, this thing needs to be on 0, not on
12
50,
o'clock.
on 12 o'clock, because on most of the equipments, everything stays straight up, and that means it's off. So when you want to control it, you do it left and right. That thing you stays on 0, and you just do it to like a 180. So it works from left to from 0 to 180 instead of working on the left and the right side. Yeah. And it's a small thing like that. He came and showed us and he taught us something. So
that video specifically, if you look at guys turning one knob up, that is a volume level, most likely. It's either bass or it's master volume. Because if he has DJing for that one knob, doesn't do anything.
Maybe he came and do it because he heard on that side what's needed. Instead of him having to now stand somewhere, call her and say, put this up. He probably just came and like, okay, let me just, he can hear. And then if she asked, he was probably going to say, no, I was giving you more volume because the people maybe in the corner couldn't hear nicely. Or, no, your thing's too soft, you know. So I think that moment was just wrong. But if I can just go back to Brazil's question that he started with, to talk more about it. There's various reasons why O's block O's from work. I think a bigger reason could be they want to eat the money by themselves first. Other reason is some are insecure. They don't like people to share spotlights with them. Other people weren't taught to share. They just believe that they must get things, and then their brain doesn't work in a way where they think, hey, I've got this thing, I can help others. You know, a lot of us believe that even if I got one small pie, I can still cut that small pie into half and at least share with other people. Else, while other people look at that small pie and be like, yo, I've got a small pie. My pie is small. You know? Again, it goes back to what I started with in saying where that teaching comes from. Is that someone taught us that no matter how little we have, we're supposed to share. And some of us use those things in our life, we practice those things in different ways, yes, when some others don't think about that. Some just think, I need to get, this is mine. And if you want some of this, you must come get on your own. They don't think, hey, I can help this, bro. I've got a small pie, cut it in 4. Some of us basically we appreciate the small things and others don't.
People don't think maybe that you share the pie with his tasty. Check, hey, I can make this thing. Now you're making the pie together. The pie bigger now.
Exactly.
The thing is that I may share my pie with you today, pause.
You don't have to
I was holding back.
Tomorrow, you may have a bigger pie tomorrow, and it comes back when you share. And I do think another reason, like you mentioned, is some guys are insecure about what they play. Like I know in the hip hop R&B industry, we all got the same music. 98% of us get the same music. We don't do it the same. We structure it differently. But some guys are scared. And I'm not saying it's anyone specific, but I know in all the industries, besides hip hop and R&B on the house side, I'm a piano side, some guys feel like, hey, nah, I don't really rate that though. Or hey, maybe if this all comes in,
too much of the music I play.
But there's
I
also
think those are childish.
There's also always that, you know, you give them a small piece of your pie, they run with it, they get a bigger pie, and they forgot you.
No, that's normal. They want learn to share. They want to share. They only think for themselves and
but
getting
bro,
more.
It gets even more stupid than that, bro. That's still a basic functional thinking. You can understand, oh, chicken, that's all I got, I want. It's greed, it's selfishness. Then there's another level that goes deeper, bro. We get to the level below that, it's called stupidity. Bro, personally, I have been blocked by someone who, when my name came up for the lineup, a cherry that this person wanted got happy that I was playing, and that's what hit me off the lineup because he was plotting. I didn't even like that. I didn't even know this person existed. This story came out much later. But I've got denied money because a girl the promoter liked, or he was trying to get with, was excited that I was going to play and hit me off the lineup.
Get denied life because of that. You know, most of the gang battles that you hear about now is because of a cherry. Do you know that? This so was starting, this so cherry now. I think we spoke about this in one of our episodes where if you're a cherry and you're dating this O and he had a GTI or Golf 8 or whatever, maybe he freaked or he ride in the trunk or whatever, this other O now, to make this O, to show him that, you know, that's why I'm gonna buy for your cherry, this O hears about it, he puts it, all because of cherries, bro. That's the unfortunate thing.
I think that's more stupid, that's more pride than because of the cherry. It's not so much a cherry. Because remember, these are still, maybe they're even hitting his cherry. They don't appreciate the cherry. They're even trolling on the cherry. But because you took what's mine, I'm going to show you something. It's pride, I think. I don't think it's right to blame the cherry.
No, I'm not blaming cherries. I'm not blaming cherries at all. I'm saying, O's can do that. You know what I mean? You need remember I say, even in the animal kingdom, bro. Right? It's not the cherry's fault. It's the that's got this testosterone, and the other that's got this testosterone. We want this thing.
But we're not animals, pa. That's what separates us. We're not animals.
But we're dogs.
Right. Speaking of which, Owens,
men
in the
are dogs.
DJ industry, gents, is it easy being a DJ as a man?
Well, give me some context.
In context, I thought I was, because Mons almost started answering immediately.
Bro, this is I'll give you a context to the question, but it's also based on what I was trying to say, where that old day was tweaking the thing, right? I think, and this is from me as an outsider, I'm seeing a lot more cherries getting into the DJ industry because they're finding it to be an easy avenue, right? If I want to be a DJ, I'm going to actually want to learn how to DJ, you know, off CDJs or whatever you'll call those things.
Are you going to end up saying a girl got an easier way to do it if she's pretty?
No, I'm asking them the question.
Oh, because
right?
your team has said if cherries are pretty, it's easier for them.
He just said now, is it easier for a man to be a DJ? In 2023, is it easier for a man to be a DJ when you've got people like that where they just know, okay, I can come like this? And another thing too, if I was going to the club, right, he's going to go to the club because he knows that there's cherries there. If it's just a gentleman's thing, you're not going to really find too many O's find there, right? So if there's knows, hey, this cherry's DJing there, she's like this and like this and like this, they're going to buy there. So does that make it a bit more difficult for you guys as DJs or up and coming male DJs that want to come in versus an up and coming female DJ that wants to come in who's going to do and bring that to the table?
I think females have an advantage, definitely. For various reasons. Number one, just because they're female, before they even do anything, because they're female, because it's a male-dominated industry. Number two is because they have the potential of having that visual where they can then make you focus on what they were given on their body, then the music. So they definitely have an advantage. And I think even if you look at other industries, let's say the industry of beauty, it's a female industry. But if a O wants to get into the industry, they accept him when he's gay, because it's like it's not a O's industry to be in. So if you are O trying to be in that beauty industry, you must be exceptionally good now. You know what I'm saying? For them to even say no, he's a good beauty, like people get a shock. It's like, oh, that boy does nails or that boy does hair, but I mean, isn't it a skill with your hands that people can have? Yeah. So same like if you look at construction industry, when there's a female, always get a shock. Hey, the stickies in construction. Why? Isn't construction a job, not a gender?
Yeah, it's not a gender class thing. Yeah.
I think definitely females have an advantage.
I think in the DJ industry, why females are getting pushed so much, like with a lot of entertainment-based industries, that they a lot more marketable in today's day and age because of the aesthetic and how they look. If you look at a lot of the female DJs who are breaking through now, a lot of them are male-backed. So there's guys behind the scenes planning everything for them, teaching them everything, because guys look at like, I'd rather manage them. Even I'm a DJ myself, I'd rather manage this guy because I'm most likely to make more money managing her than I will on my own. Because we focus on a few female DJs, right? And most of them, when you ask them their rates, will start nothing less than 1,000 rand per hour, as an example, right? However, I know guys who've been DJing 5+ years who are willing to take less money, and they're much better than the females. But just because the females are more marketable, it creates better financial opportunities, of course. And that 1,000 rand, I'm just mentioning, that's a small figure compared to what some of these DJs who can't actually DJ are calling. So I think it becomes more difficult to break through as a male because he plays Afro House, okay, and when I put a female who can play Afro House next to them, these two look the same to me, so I'm going to take her instead because I'm most likely to fill my venue, because I think that's what the industry has become now. It's not about who's going to play, who can fill my venue.
Numbers game.
It's also become very lustful.
It's a tool,
industry.
Yeah. And how much more difficult is it for colored? Because I know earlier on off camera we were speaking about something where you said the trust now, not about you as the DJ, about the people that you're going to bring there that might because you know, colored people got this stereotype of.
It's not a stereotype.
It's real things.
So it's not a stereotype.
So how much more difficult is it, they say, being colored O's to break into the actual?
It's called main market.
Main market industry.
It's extremely difficult because reality is, what happens in our communities trends on social media. So as soon as they see we from that community, they get skeptical, oh, is that going to follow us? Your stigma follows you wherever you go. We've sat in meetings with big bosses trying to explain a project that we're doing. And the first question they'll ask you before financial is the type of people you bring in. Is there going to be any fights? And it's like, we came to talk about business, not about our race. Like how we talk about, you also can't be obnoxious to it.
Yeah.
That's where you come from. Your people done that.
It's actually a reasonable question.
So what we do, how we behave, where we come from, it actually follows some of our own people outside of that community. Because
we don't understand. Like, I'm confident none of you have been to the Cape Flats here, maybe.
I have.
Okay, but you haven't been to the Cape Flats, but you probably heard it's dangerous, but you've never been there. How from here you've heard it's extremely dangerous, and it's that kind of thing. We approach someone in a meeting, it's like, okay, where are you from? From Windsor. Oh, Winsor's been on Carte Blanche. We've been in all these places. So for me as an outsider who doesn't know Windsor, and I don't care if you're saying you're from the quiet parts of Windsor. Windsor's Windsor.
They don't,
No, they don't shoot there by me, man. Ma'am don't care. No one cares.
No one
cares.
That's
no one
it's
cares.
like the favelas, bro.
Yeah,
Same.
it's
We've
the same.
all heard the favelas, you don't go there. But the favelas is a tourist attraction. So it's like,
You check.
like how many have you been to the favelas? Did you stand on the road yourself and get robbed?
Did you
But
get robbed,
the
yeah.
reputation follows you. So if we hear someone's from the favelas, if he comes to me and say, I was like, bro, I want to work here by your shop, I'm from the favelas. It's like, oh, you want to fight? Oh, you steal? Oh, you
Do you also think
crime,
like that
you know?
though when you're doing business? Like somebody tells you they're from the fuck. I don't know you're using it as an example, but
no,
would you-
not at all, bro. And we've proven on many occasions that we give everybody an opportunity. There's people that we work with that are from the worst of places and have done some bad things in their life. But if they've changed, bro. Or if they don't behave in that manner, they weren't a chance given. You know.
Speaking on chances given and a more positive note, let's talk in closing. Let's wrap it up, but with a story of victory, I want to call it. Tell us about your recent up and down to Joburg. Tell us what it was about, what it was for, and what you're hoping to accomplish from the success.
Before you do that, it was a very important question that I was holding off to. Good question to close off with, but a very important question I was holding off on from the beginning. There's three of you all, right? And you know, Marvin said that if you're booking somebody, you can't just book one, you gotta book all or whatever. Who makes those decisions? And is there ever a time where one person has to lead over another person, or is it how do you all manage
How
that?
did you not start with such a question?
Because you're like, look, it was fine. So I thought, okay, I'll keep it.
What's a neat question?
So you know what I mean? Is there ever a time where somebody will lead, and is it an unspoken thing that, okay, this is the person, or how does that dynamic work?
Okay, I think I can take this one. So with regards to, like, I think it's so much our booking process, basically.
It's
right?
talking about who makes decisions for blended.
So
because they've got a lot of
So I think when Marvin spoke earlier and when we spoke earlier on about singing the same, speaking the same language, I think the decision becomes very easy because I wouldn't say we have one spokesperson. Most of the time Marvin does speak, right? Like a lot of customers go through him because they know him or they found his number from someone like that. But most of the time he does know that the way he's thinking is most likely the way we think. There are times when Mondi's dealt with the booking and the way that he thought and the agreements he came with is exactly what we'd have taken.
We've had to discuss it prior.
Yeah.
So we have meetings. Blended has meetings every Monday. It's our time to gather. We either do work and discuss things, or we just do one, depending on what's needed for the week. But it's basically our day that we prepare for the week. So when we started this whole thing, every Monday we sit with each other and we gather information. Bro, what do you like? What do you prefer? Where do you see us? I'll say where I see us. And then we ask each other these questions. And if Ash approaches me about booking, what do you think we should charge? And he'll give his opinion, I'll give my opinion. And if it's different, we say, okay, Gents, how do we make it mutual? So that when you approach either one of us, you say the same thing as me, then so in all different examples. It could be a booking, it could be how we want to put our brand, like how we sitting here now. We have to all understand what we would want by asking the question prior to the situation coming up. Is that, hey, Gents, one day when we are faced with a radio interview, how do we want it to go? What are the type of things we want to do on the radio station? When we get booked for a piano gig, how do we want it to sound? How do we, you know what I'm saying? So we had to basically prepare every different avenue. Every Gents, when we talk about sound, who in the group knows the most about sound? So for example, Marlon maybe knows the most about sound. So when we get anything related to sound, he's gonna lead that process, with our opinion being added to his knowledge. But he would have had to ask us before, Gents, how do you want it to, if someone, you know what I'm saying? Like yesterday we had a gig yesterday where we done sound and DJing. So then he deals with the sound guy, and then the sound guy needs to know how much of the stuff do you need, etc., etc. He's gonna lead that department, but then we're gonna say about Marlon, just don't forget it's a big space, so maybe we also need an extra speaker here. You know, so I think with every department, that's how it works. So we have, each one of us generally are in charge of certain departments. So with the bookings process, for example, most people come to me because we've made it known to everybody that Marvin's the guy who deals with the booking side. Then Marlon's the guy who deals with maybe the marketing side. And Mundi's the guy who maybe deals with the planning side of the event, you know. So that's how we've had to deal.
Do you ever fight?
No, not fight, just disagree.
Yeah, I mean, strong disagreements. Like, I'm not going to this gig if you're getting on like this.
See, when it's time for event planning, a lot of stuff, there's a lot of disagreements, and that's where you have to not take it personal. And that's where the tough part of being in a group comes, because your opinion is not always right. And you need to understand that, and if it's not going my way, it's fine, we're gonna move. So if I say, Gents, for this next event, I want to book Ashley, and they'll say, no, we don't think Ashley fits, right? Okay, they outvoted me, cool. Ashley's not going to be, had a discussion, Ashley's not going to be in. Next time, we'll bring Ashley up again. Okay, I think Ashley's right. Okay, yeah, I think he's right. Me and Marvin are now agreeing. Okay, cool. Go. So it might not go your way this time, but there's thinking behind it in terms of, okay, I think this makes sense. Okay, why do you think this doesn't make sense? Why do you think this doesn't make sense?
But has there ever been a time where, let's say, maybe Mondi's busy studying now, and you've got this event that's a big paying event, but I know you always said it's all of your, but he literally can't make it. The man has to study. Where you have to drop a big paying event for the sake of Blended. What I'm trying to ask is, does all of your lives revolve around Blended, or does Blended revolve around all of your lives?
No, just
Wednesday,
Marlon didn't come to the gig. We went to go do the gig because he had work and he couldn't take off from work. Not that he couldn't, he felt like he shouldn't. Remember, we done Tuesday YFM, so he had to get someone to cover him at work on Tuesday. So then he was like, hey, he doesn't want to do that to his people on Wednesday also. So us two rather just go do the gig and he'll stay by his people. So that he doesn't make one brand suffer because one brand is succeeding. In that way, both brands are getting fed. You know?
Now, in that case, if it's only the two of you and you're getting paid 10 grand, right? Does it go 5 grand because the third one wasn't there, or is it
blended money?
Like, Marvin can go to Joburg for a month. We'll carry on with the gigs as per normal. Doesn't affect anything. He's on leave. People get leave from work also. If you need to rest, some days you're like, hey bro, you're tired, you're falling asleep, go sleep. We'll carry on. Some days we'll go to a gig, I leave early because I'm tired. You'll carry on playing. But doesn't necessarily mean, at the end of the day, it's having that understanding, because I know that if I was tired and needed to go sleep, they would do the same for me. Like, yeah, go rest. We'll hold the fort, and it goes vice versa.
Everything we do is 100% for the group. No matter how we bring it. There's been times where we've split up by 3. I was handling one gig in Amhlanga, Mondi was handling one gig in town, Marlon was also in Amhlanga somewhere else. All at one time, because somebody booked us at the same or similar times. So we said, okay, let's just do 3 gigs at one time. So we were still blending, but we weren't as a trio on that occasion, because maybe that client also didn't care if we were all 3 of us at the booking.
Gents, tell us about YFM. Tell us about what it did for you all, how you got on it. Tell the people how we helped you by commenting there, the names. Tell the people how we helped you by sharing and unliking, because people don't know how to follow instructions.
And downloading 2 Twitter accounts.
Yeah, we were there. But seriously, tell us about the experience for you, what it was for, and what you're hoping to get out of it.
So, before we even answer that question, we just want to send a shout out to everyone, firstly, who voted for us, who shared,
Not a
retweeted,
problem.
whatever. And I
My
think,
pleasure.
an important part of why I'm saying that is that there's a strong belief I have is that if you do good by people, people do good by you. So we're fortunate. It's not the first time we've been put into spaces of other people's ability. So I don't know if most people may not know, we did States of Stance last year. Okay, that was also done via a voting process. People who our supporters, people who care about us, people who like what we're doing and like what we stand for, voted us to get on one of it's the biggest motoring festival in Africa, if I'm correct, in the Southern Hemisphere, right? We did that because of people. And I suggest, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of DJs who can DJ equally as good as us and better, right? But I always believe if you do things with a good purpose, like if there's a good purpose behind what you're doing, if you mean well and you do good by people, people will help you when it's your time to go further. So people got us in that space. And like YFM as well, it was a lot of retweeting, liking. People got us in that space again. And it's life-changing opportunities for people like us who are coming from the small area that we're coming from because of people supporting us. So once again, thank you to the people who put us in that space, and I think that's as well as an encouragement to other people to keep doing good by other people, because people will see it and see the passion behind what you're doing and it'll help you get places, right? So with YFM specifically, it was a DJ competition that we weren't actually aware of at first. We found out after week 2 that it was actually a DJ competition to earn a residency on YFM. So YFM is one of the biggest radio stations in the country. It is Gauteng based only. But the aim of that for us to win that was we want to become national first, obviously international at some stage. So for us it was to break out of the Durban market and not to detach from the Durban market, but to add on the Gauteng market and hopefully Western Cape markets, Eastern Cape markets and so on. So yeah, I don't know if they want to talk about the experience.
The experience was amazing. I feel like we all took something from that experience. It was something different. Funny enough, YFM was the first radio station that we actually went into studio and play in, which we're very grateful for. But it was a very eye-opening experience as well. And also just to create relations outside of Durban is also something that we're very grateful for. And to kind of open up those doors in another city is something that not everybody gets to do. And like Marlon and Marvin were saying, that we're not doing this for a very long time. And for us to be reaching the lengths that we're reaching now is nothing short of amazing. And yeah, we're really grateful for that opportunity.
Is there a difference between, because I know you're coded, there's other DJs that's already there. Is there a difference between like Gauteng DJs and Durban DJs? Because I know you mentioned earlier, you play the same music, but you'll do it differently.
There's a difference.
Huh?
Yeah, I think there's a difference even in Wentworth DJs and colored DJs and main market DJs and Indian DJs. Like the DJs vary. DJing styles are so like different. In terms of like in Durban, we're still very behind on the hip hop and R&B space. As an example, we're still playing a lot of 90s. We're playing a lot of R&B. We're playing a lot of 2000s. In Gauteng, the guys in the hip hop and R&B space are playing stuff that came out last week. They're playing the new Nasty C album. They're playing the new Iris album. Major Steez, all of their music is getting played in rotation, and it's the same way in our city. The piano that you may play in the colored market is months, sometimes even years behind what you're playing in the main market, and the Indian market got their own stuff that they're doing, and it varies. So there's definitely a difference between Gauteng DJs and Durban DJs. I feel like the Gauteng DJs do appreciate the Durban DJs though as well. And it's vice versa. The Durban DJs appreciate the Gauteng DJs. So yeah, every space got a completely different style, even within the same genre.
And is it different to DJ for a crowd in an open space versus DJing in a closed environment, live on national? You know, because there's a good point that you made there where, how did you feel like, how did you prepare for that? Because you'll play older music for like hour, 2000 RB. Now you're going there, it's radio now. What's the mental preparation? How do you know what to play now? Because I'm sure you get used to playing the same.
You're right. You can get used of just DJing by the way. It's very easy to just get into do things by the way and become part of the motion. But mentally, we put ourselves in that space so that we can actually express what we really like, because we don't get to do that much while we're just working. So when we got given that opportunity and we were told that if you win this residency, you're allowed to play whatever you want to play. So there's no restrictions. You playing in a main slot, which is it's called YTKO. That's YFM's main slot that they have every day. So if you're playing in that slot, you know that you've got the most amounts of people listening to you live at that time for the day, or maybe second most, I don't know which is higher between their morning show and evening show, but either way, you know that it's your time to shine, but also to make the masses happy. But how we dealt with it mentally was just to say, Gents, this is our time to show the country, whoever's on there, who blended is and what we like. So some days we went there, we were like, okay, Gents, we're gonna show them how we can mix things up, starting on R&B, starting on hip hop, going into amapiano. Then the next mix, we're like, now we're gonna show them how we can play hip hop into Gom, for example. Then the next one, we're like, okay, Gents, we're gonna do full amapiano this time, but still mix it up with maybe acapellas, etc. Just basically showing them how wide our catalog spreads and how wide our talent is in what we do. So that's how we prepared for it mentally. Physically, how we prepared for it was hectic. We have a residency on a Sunday that we were finishing there. We get home maybe 12 o'clock. We obviously sleep, wake up, go to work on Monday morning because we run classes at 5 in the morning, and straight from there we come home. We're preparing our sets the whole day, Monday. Go to sleep literally Tuesday, 2 o'clock in the morning. Wake up 4 o'clock to go to work again, and then come back from work at 6 o'clock and carry on working until we go straight to our flight, go to Joburg, go straight to studio, after studio, go straight to the bus station, jump on the bus, travel home overnight, get home here 4 in the morning. You barely fall asleep on that bus. So by the time you're getting home, you are absolutely exhausted. And then we run a training school for Crispy Kicks. So like me, I was going straight from jumping off that bus, go home, have a shower, go straight to school. They come here to the shop, which is Crispy Kicks, to do the work on this side. Finish their day or finish our day at 4 or 5 o'clock. Marlon goes to work. After work, goes to the kitchen and record the kitchen. That's on a Wednesday. Sleep late, you came to the kitchen, we party there until late, to wake up Thursday, back to work. So preparation wise, physically was extremely
and I think it's just nice life.
And
to
I
be
think
a
it's
DJ.
just nice life.
Just nice life.
And then what everybody does or won't know is that the whole Joburg and YFM journey that we were on for 1 month straight was all funded by ourselves. They didn't pay anything. So they asked us prior to winning that if your guys win this thing, are you prepared or will you make it to travel up and down? So we said to them, we are prepared to travel. We'll take the expenses, no problem, we understand. Because they said that we keep the platform, but getting here, it's all up to the DJ. So they asked, are we wasting our time with Blended? Because there's a chance that you could win. So we need to know now if you do win, are you going to make it? Because we can't crown you all as winners and then you'll tell us after you're winners that you can't make it, because that will also be them lying to their viewers or their listeners, sorry. So we had to make the decision amongst ourselves. We were like, hey, Gents, actually at the time, money wasn't even so great for us. We had to think, hey, Gents, how are we going to make this thing work? We had to, okay, financially, every bit of money we make from gigs, we can't spend it now. We have to use it on traveling, which is why we would fly up to make sure we get to studio and then bus down. So if the bus breaking down, whatever, it doesn't matter because we already finished. But we have to make it to studio, so we were forced to fly up to make sure we're there and not getting stuck on the road or something like that. But all at our own cost, bro.
So it wasn't like you're booking into a place, sleeping over all day.
We were literally Tuesday, wake up 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work, come back from work, prepare our mixers for that time. Finish at 7 o'clock, leave that studio and jump on a 9 o'clock bus at the station and travel overnight, bro. Hectic. So physically, and again, it goes back to how I was saying, financially it was hard. The question was asked long ago, how do we cope with the financial difficulty? We had to make sure that we're still getting gigs so that we can pay for our trip. That's going to expose ourselves on national radio. That's not getting paid for, to come back and still work. So physically you text because you are tired. Financially you're using your last money to get there, but it comes back to sacrifice.
Yeah.
We sacrifice for our brand, and that's why where we're going is because of our hard work. And yeah.
Just like you'll sacrifice this morning for us. Gents, we want to thank you all for having us. We want to thank us for having you all. You know what I'm saying? We're just thanking everybody for having everybody. Strong pause. With that, please tell the people what you'll have coming up for them to look forward to, whether it be festive or in the new year. We already know where we can find you, but we'll still put the socials out. But yeah, what can we expect from Blended going forward?
During the festive period, we're going to be extremely busy. In terms of the eventing side, I don't think we're going to host anything else besides Malibu Nights. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday now. So you will find us doing things there. However, on our personal event side, I don't think we'll do anything because our schedule is madness. This week specifically, we had bookings from, well, we're busy from Tuesday with gigs all the way through to Sunday. We rest Monday, we start again next week, Tuesday again. So just have a look at our gig guides on all our socials and see where we are and come and party with us, come and have fun.
And with that being said, guys, we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much, Excel. It's been amazing chilling with you.
Thank you, brother.
All the time, man. All the best with whatever you've got going on this weekend, the future, all of that. We'll always tie up as we
And
always
always
happen to
support.
do.
I can't wait to see some of the footage from the live experience.
100%.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people who aren't invited that can't wait to see the experience.
Yeah.
Let's have to throw that back in their face too in closing. Guys, short, hopefully you guys get invited to the next live experience. If not, we spoke about beauticians in the show. Maybe we need to see one. But yeah, short guys, we'll see you.